When traveling, you could stay at another boring hotel. Or you could stay here. Now, everyday people are transforming their homes and renting them out to total strangers, offering travelers unique and creative places to stay. The short-term rental trend is global, and despite some criticism, it's here to stay. I renovate and flip houses for a living. Creativity is in my bones, and my job depends on me thinking outside the box. For hosts, the great thing about short-term rentals is they really get to express themselves in their design. The properties I'm looking at today are the apples of their owner's eyes, whether their passion be history, food, or sharing a unique lifestyle. My first home is a time capsule in the city, designed and built by an historic artist and carefully restored by his great-grandson.
People come in, even though they've seen the photographs, they come in and it's, wow.
Next is a foodie's dream weekend getaway, created by a professional chef with world-class dining experiences in mind.
For a lot of our guests, they hire me and I come up here and I cook them a dinner.
And finally, a tiny house in the middle of a big farm, inspired by a life-changing trip and filled with handmade creations.
Some of my favorite pieces are definitely pieces that I make because they come with so much love and energy put into them.
The house we're about to see was designed and built by artist Owen Staples at the turn of the 20th century. His great-grandson, David, has painstakingly restored and decorated it true to the period in which it was built. And now it's on the short-term rental market.
Turn-of-the-century homes have a degree of craftsmanship that isn't seen today, and so that's pretty exciting, I think, for a traveler because they get to see a time capsule, basically, of a property that is from the past, that's frozen in time.
David's great-grandfather, Owen Staples, built his house in 1904 as part of the arts and crafts movement that focused on traditional craftsmanship and folk styles of decoration. Since it was built, the city has grown all around the house, making it a unique historical gem in a modern landscape. Oh, wow, look at the lead windows. They're gorgeous. And the stained glass. Oh, my goodness, look at that table.
Hi, Katie, how are you?
Hi, good. My jaw has dropped the minute I've walked in here. It's kind of an instant punch of history.
Yes, it's quite a place. As you can see, it's an arts and crafts designed house. Of course, my great-grandfather, who built this house, was a huge fan of William Morris, who's sort of the founder of the arts and crafts movement. In fact, one of the things that's typical of the arts and crafts movement is the built-in furniture. An example is this sideboard here, and in fact, our dining room table.
I mean, the table itself is spectacular. I think that's one of the things I love about arts and crafts is it's handmade items that really stand the test of time.
Yes, and I can imagine my great-grandfather and his children sitting around the table 100 years ago.
What are some of your favorite pieces in here?
Well, one of the things I love about this room is our dragonfly. The white tiles and the green tile that you see on the dragonfly, I found them at the side of the road. Somebody was throwing out handmade tiles. And in fact, the floor was in pretty rough shape. And so I found a company that made these small English terracotta tiles that had been doing so since the 1890s. This floor has been sealed with linseed oil. There's no varnish or polyurethane or anything like that. And of course, dragonfly is iconic to the arts and crafts movement.
So you worked with those traditional methods as well
Traditional products and traditional methods.
So you made that decision to do an authentic restoration?
Not initially, but I fairly quickly realized that I really should stick to materials that were available in 1904 if I was to retain the authenticness of the house.
How hard was it for you to find furniture and materials that were true to that era?
For me, it doesn't really matter if it's really expensive or free at the side of the road. I'm looking for things that were available in 1904, and it doesn't matter how I find them.
Right.
But I'm always on the lookout.
And how do people react to the space?
They love it. And as you've noticed yourself, photographs don't really capture this place. There's a patina here on everything that when people come in, even though they've seen the photographs, they come in and it's, wow. it has that time warp aspect to it.
Well, it's a real feast for the eyes. You come in and, like you say, there's so much more depth to it. And the smell here is beautiful as well. So you really get that sense of history the minute you walk in the door.
Yeah, one thing that's kind of interesting is that your great-grandfather was an artist and didn't have a huge salary. So all the woodwork in the room is pine rather than oak.
I love how the pine runs right from the walls all the way through the ceilings. It's such a great feature. And again, something really reminiscent of the arts and crafts era.
Yes, and in fact, as we go into the studio, you'll see the ceilings are beamed throughout the house.
Okay, let's go and take a look. Sounds fabulous. So this studio is where your great-granddad would actually paint?
That's right.
Oh my goodness, this room, David, it's gorgeous. All the light coming in.
Well, of course, it's north light, which is good for an artist because there's less shadows.
When he designed and built the home, this was probably kind of the heartbeat of the house.
That's right. The wife and 5 kids got the rest of the house. Great-grandfather painted here all day long.
Are these all your great-grandfathers?
Yes. A number of them are members of my family. There's his wife there, his daughter up in the corner, same daughter here. The reason why they're all the same daughter is she's the only one that would sit still for a long period of time while he finished his painting. And then there's a shot of Ward's Island over here with my two great aunts and my aunt in the back garden with all the flowers is a particular favorite. But they're all favorite in a way. As well as the paintings, one of the elements that I like in the room is our Rapunzel window that we see up in the corner there.
What a great feature. I bet people have a lot of fun with that one. And how high are the ceilings in here, did you say?
I think it's about 18 feet.
Wow.
Even amongst arts and crafts homes, this is a unique design as not just an arts and crafts home, but an artist studio. A number of pieces in this room are original to the house. For example, one of my favorite areas is this fireplace, which is essentially the same as it was when it was built. It really is a unique feature. It's an ingle nook design, and ingle nooks were typically installed in arts and crafts houses of the period.
Oh, I'd never seen it before, but I love it. It's a really nice kind of place to hang out with friends and family. I'm sure it's popular with your guests.
Yes, and the master bedroom is especially appealing because it's got windows on 3 sides. And above the bed, there's actually a painter's palette in the glass. And then there's a second bedroom on that floor, and then there's a flight of stairs up to a 3rd bedroom. It's quite a long lot for a downtown city lot. And of course, at the back, there's a small ravine covered in trees. So in fact, you get your own little private forest back there.
Yeah, it's lovely. To have that kind of peaceful environment inside of a city is really quite special. I have to take a closer look at that fireplace.
Okay.
It's a privilege to be able to get up close and personal in the home of a true art icon and to experience the home in the way he would have lived in it back in 1904. David's dedication to restoring this family home is impressive. And because everything here pays homage to the arts and crafts era, it means everything is handmade and everything is completely unique. So for history and art lovers, this short-term rental is a true treasure. David's beautifully restored arts and crafts home is a real tribute to his great-grandfather and allows guests to step back in time, even in the heart of a busy city. With this next property, it's food, not art, that the homeowner is passionate about. For me, the best vacations are about good food, great wine, and a beautiful view. And this property delivers on all 3 right here on site. The homeowner can be your personal chef. There's a vineyard right there. And just take a look at this view. Grant owns several of the hippest restaurants in the city, and he wanted his vacation rental to celebrate his love of food and hospitality. The property covers 6 acres of land, including a private vineyard, and guests can rent the roomy main house, the cozy longhouse, or both. And for visitors looking for something really special, Grant can personally cater their stay. Hey, Grant.
How are you?
Hi. This is such a spectacular property. Oh, my goodness. The vineyards and the view. How did you find this place?
Got real lucky. private sale. No one knew about it. Had to snag it.
It was just meant to be then.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I know there's so much to explore here, but maybe we can start by taking me to your favorite spot.
Absolutely. We'll start at the tea house, right this way.
Okay. What a charming space. I can tell why this is your favorite. So what did you have to do in here to kind of have it be as fabulous as it is now?
I kind of built on the original inspiration from the previous owner. This beautiful whitewashed barn board, and just kind of kept a little bit of a beachy vibe. We have this beautiful big harvest table. We open up all the windows, so it's essentially you're outside without the bugs.
Yeah, you get that gorgeous 360 view.
It just feels good. You know what I mean?
It also smells good in here.
Yeah.
You know, I think all this wood and it's
the
so
lavender
rich.
too, right? So all the lavender, our lavender garden. So we harvest it and we replenish it every year.
Tell me more about the whole property. How much space do you have here?
Just a little under 6 acres.
Okay.
2 homes that are about 3,600 square feet each. The vineyard, obviously, 12-year-old Chardonnay vines, which we're making our first batch of wine, which will be ready in a couple weeks. Yeah, so.
It's pretty substantial.
Yeah.
So how many guests can you have here?
We've had maybe up to 20, but we try to keep it between 10 and 14.
So when you were shopping, were you looking for a short-term rental property, or was it something that kind of happened organically after you found the property?
I was actually just looking for a small little cabin, not even on the water. It's a substantial property for anyone. And I just felt that there was enough people out there, you know, with similar tastes or, you know, needs. It was a huge feat just to design and just to get the sheer amount of furniture for this.
Being a professional chef, I'm sure when you were kind of designing the space, that the eating areas was sort of one of the things that were probably most important to you.
Absolutely.
So how did you go about creating all the different dining areas? What was your sort of approach to design for those?
You know, you have things that you want to do for yourself personally, but you have to remember that every 2 days there's another group of 10, 14 people coming around. So, you know, we really kind of wanted an area like this. We have multiple seating areas around the property, just so that people can kind of diversify their experience throughout a weekend, right? And then for a lot of our guests, they hire me and I come up here and I cook them a dinner over fire. Usually we start a big fire, kind of Argentinian style.
It's almost like a resort feeling, but kind of cooler than that, I think.
My goal is whatever I'm offering, whether it's short-term accommodations, restaurants, bars, is to have a level of hospitality and service.
Yeah.
So there's people who want to rent, you know, places just to sleep. And then there's another market of people who are renting based on the aesthetics, the furniture, the feeling, right? So that's the kind of market I am. So that's how I designed the property.
And you have this taxidermy room.
Yeah, it's the stone house. I came in there and immediately I was like, this is where you want to spend fall. Big warm rugs, leather couches. There's no heating, there's no air conditioning. It's just a wood fire.
I also think it gives people such great social media moments. And I think you've just really great at giving them those moments, those memorable things to sort of take home or share online.
Yeah, I mean, the beautiful thing is because we have so many different rooms, we've tried to, you know, not have it one unanimous kind of vibe. You know, some are a little bit more feminine, some are a little bit more masculine. It's about a feeling, right? You know, we've done full bachelorette weekends, weddings, wine tastings, everything. So I think I thrive on trying to exceed, you know, people's expectations.
The tea house is just off the main building, which has 4 double bedrooms, a gourmet kitchen, a grand formal dining space, and a cozy living area for guests to gather around the fire. You can also prepare your meals on the outdoor Argentinian grill and eat by the pool. A short walk across the vineyard, and you're at the longhouse. My goodness, these beams, Grant, they are incredible.
Thank you.
What a great space. So when you bought this space, it looked like this, or did you have to do renovations here?
This actually used to be a pig barn.
Okay.
So this was like a broken down, falling apart pig barn.
Beyond this room, what else is there to discover?
So we have a pretty rustic kitchen, another kind of secondary living room with a fireplace, and then a loft bedroom upstairs. and then a first floor bedroom that has a really nice Scandinavian fireplace.
So do you have a couple of favorite pieces or favorite spots within the house?
My most favorite piece is actually this odd, eclectic picture.
Okay, why?
You know, it's kind of three-dimensional. There's like apparently real human hair as the hair of the gentleman there. So it's just, I feel like for this fireplace, it is the perfect piece. And it cost me $60.
Wow.
You know, with the design, it's not for everyone, but I feel when they come here, they appreciate all these weird, quirky elements. I'd love to show you the vineyard.
Yeah, let's take a look at the grapes. So how old did you say they are now? Grant's created a modern-day retreat here, and in this beautiful remote setting, it's such a departure from our everyday lives. Grant's background in hospitality has really informed the way he's approached the design of this space. There are so many communal areas. There's different dining options, drinking options, gathering options, which means he's creating these great experiences for his guests. It makes you feel well taken care of, spoiled, and it really is a lovely opportunity to make memories that will last.
When a celebrity chef is able to cook for your large group, it's certainly something that all of the guests will remember for a really long time.
Whether through an historic city house or a country retreat, the homeowners I've met have used their short-term vacation rentals to share their passions with their guests. Though our next homeowner shares a love of art and cooking, what she wants to share is a different way of life. Getting the design right in any home is a challenge, but getting the design right in a house of just 250 square feet leaves no room for mistakes. Luckily, this next host nailed it. Homeowner Brittney was on vacation when she stayed in a tiny home that would change her life. She moved back to her family farm and found a tiny house to call her own, which she placed on the edge of her fruit orchard. Hey, Brittney.
Hi.
This is an incredible setting for a rental.
Thank you so much.
You own all of this land?
Yes.
How much space do you have here?
53 acres. It's tender fruit farm, so peaches, pears, nectarines, plums, and then we have vinifera, which is our Cab Franc and Riesling. That sustains the restaurant, and then also our tender fruit sales.
So you have a restaurant on site as well?
Yes, restaurant, winery, and wedding venue.
So that, again, just kind of really adds to the depth of what you're offering here for renters.
Yeah, it's a little getaway. It has everything you need within walking distance.
And you have animals as well?
Yes, we have sheep, alpaca, horses, and our chickens. I think that the one thing that people love the most is the chickens. Our rooster, Jon Snow, he's kind of our greeting presence. He's always there to welcome people.
So has this farm been in your family for years, or is it new to you?
It's been in my family since 1811 is our deed. So we've been here a long time. Recently, I stayed in a tiny home in the Smoky Mountains, and I was brought back to nature, and I realized that I had a little piece of this at home, and I really wanted to share it with people who are not even 45 minutes away and surrounded by glass buildings. And this region has so much to offer. This is the part that I want everybody to see and be a part of.
And what was it specifically about tiny living that drew your interest?
I think society is so reliant on things that we really don't need. So I wanted to give people a place to come, retreat, relax, reset themselves. So this property has really the bare necessities of living, but with all the fulfillment.
And do you find when guests come here and stay that they have that kind of epiphany, that realization that maybe they don't need everything that they have in their regular life?
I think that they limit what they have a little bit more after realizing how happy they could be with less.
Yeah. How did you go about finding it, and how did you get it to this site?
So I went online, I found it on there. It's certified to be on the highway, so I just drove it down the highway right onto the farm, and I really wanted it to be facing the sunset. So it was put on the property with a great view of the sunset over the orchard every night.
The deck is another great space. You know, if I were here, I would see myself spending a lot of time just outside. I mean, being so close to the orchard is phenomenal. So you did this yourself?
Yeah, so this is recycled. This is all pallets from local businesses. I just love recycled and refurbished materials.
So did you find as you were getting the house ready that what we see here, this farm life, inspired your decoration on the inside?
Yeah, I think that wool is a beautiful medium that I love to use, and portions of my sales go back into rescuing wool animals like alpaca and sheep.
Sounds amazing. Can we go and take a closer look?
Yeah, come on in, I'll show you
Okay.
a little bit.
The challenge of decorating a small space is the obvious, the square footage. So when decorating a small space, it's really important to think about space planning, using vertical height, and storage is really important.
Oh, wow, look at this place. It's beautiful in here.
Thank you so much.
You must be so happy with this.
I'm overjoyed with it. We have a pretty decent sized kitchen, little dining area, futon/couch TV area, loft with a queen size bed, and then a storage loft as well.
How much of this did you kind of add your own touch to?
So when I got it, it was just bare walls and the washroom was finished with this countertop, but not the other countertop. No stairs in yet.
Wow, so you did those stairs yourself?
For me, this was going to be a little maker museum, and I really wanted to feature local makers. My friend is a carpenter, and I needed stairs to go in. This beam is from our farm, from the barn, and this wood is from his family farm. So I traded 3 goats and a sheep for him to put this in.
That's brilliant. That's a great way of paying for stuff.
They have a great life, and
Yeah.
I have a great staircase. The plateware is a local potter. The wood shelving is all from another friend of mine who has a business locally. So some of my favorite pieces are definitely pieces that I make because they come with so much love and energy put into them. That being some of the willow that I weave, the punch needle pieces on the walls, the wool bowls. I love the wool bowls because they come from my animals. I also make all of the handmade soap that goes into the washroom. I feel like the more that there is handmade, and from top to bottom it really is, the more that there is for people to look at and take in, it's going to feel cozy and warm and inviting, and people are going to see that you can have handmade items, maybe spend a little bit more, but really get more out of it in your space.
So were you always crafty, or was it something that you sort of developed so that you could fill the space?
So for me, I have always been a creator. I love making. I love keeping my hands busy. So when I was really young, I went to Italy and I saw a man painting a picture. I fell in love with it. It was all of these beautiful colors, and I made that really the prime piece that I kind of modeled the colors around in the home.
Yeah, so that started everything.
Yeah.
So what other special things do you do for your guests?
Well, I always offer shortbread and brittle, local preserves. I have fresh eggs and always in-season fruit. So August peaches and September pears.
Wow, so the minute they get here, they're kind of welcomed by that farmyard produce.
Yeah.
This space is beautiful, and it may be tiny, but your ideas are big and bold and beautiful, and I'm really into it. Brittney set out to create a space where her guests can unplug and sample a different way of living. I love the way she leaves her guests fresh eggs, baked goods, and fruit from the farm. Staying here is more about experiencing a lifestyle than just being a normal vacation home. This breathtaking scenery and farm setting, teamed with Brittney's beautiful design, make this an excellent short-term rental. These 3 spaces provide an intimate glimpse into the passion of their owners, which shapes the guest experience into something truly original.
David has created a time capsule of his family's history by filling his city house with his great-grandfather's paintings and restoring it in the exact style in which it was built. Grant's lakeside getaway is a warm, rustic escape for groups looking to have meals prepared by a world-class chef who has a true passion for next-level dining experiences. Brittney's tiny home is a breath of fresh air for her guests, showing them how little is truly needed for a great vacation. The house may be tiny, but what Brittney has done with it is huge.
The design of these rentals reflects the host's passion, which has created a rich and immersive guest experience.